a rivalry that could dominate the game for years to come. From Edinburgh, Stephen Hendry, the world champion, the undisputed #1. From Essex, Ronnie O'Sullivan, the most accomplished teenager the game has ever seen. Hendry has reached the final with snooker that's been virtual perfection. But it's O'Sullivan who's set the pace today, beginning to look like a champion. And a very good evening to you. It's our last programme, the climax to this year's Royal Live Assurance United Kingdom Championship. I'm sure you know by now it's the second most important title in the game outside the World Championship itself, and there's £70,000 to the winner. But I don't think too much of that mattered today. It was about the two players. There was certainly a genuine feeling around the Guildhall in Preston that this could be a match that was going to start a new era in snooker, and that Ronnie O'Sullivan, just 17, with a genuine chance, really, of becoming the youngest ever champion of a ranking event, a major title, was also, to use an overused word, the chance of becoming the next superstar in this game. And certainly the afternoon session justified everything.
And that was a tremendous shot so early in the match.
Now, what can Ronnie O'Sullivan do in reply? Clean as a whistle. Superb performance, 17 years of age and not showing any nerves.
And quite perfect frame by the young man.
Well, that was a great pot from Stephen. Oh, that's unlucky. The red's disappeared into the right corner.
Stephen Hendry now, I'm absolutely sure aware that he's got a tremendous match on his hands here. So a 78 clearance in the first. Stephen Hendry had got in first.
And now 103 again after Stephen Hendry had first bite at the cherry. Ronnie O'Sullivan off to a tremendous start. Stephen delights the audience this time, stops the rot, 2 frames to 1 to Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Frame was there for the taking.
Oh, and Stephen Hendry will be relieved to see that black go in.
At the mid-session interval, it's 2 frames each.
And 17 years of age, amazing.
Five minutes 40 seconds for the century. A virtuoso clearance of 121 by Ronnie O'Sullivan. Pressure's really on the world #1. That pink would have given Hendry 3-all. Ronnie O'Sullivan leads Stephen Hendry by 4 frames to 2. O'Sullivan leads by 5 frames to 2. frames over now. Oh yes, Hendry will come out fighting. He'll need to, because Ronnie O'Sullivan leads him by 6 frames to 2 at the interval.
One of the best afternoons I've ever seen. And now tonight, possibly 11 frames, the first to 10. Record attendances this year. Over 20,000 have been here during the fortnight, and a packed house tonight awaiting the two players. Oh, he's even managing a wink. Not a mountain to climb, but a big hill. And there's Ronnie, desperate as ever to get on with it. Sitting there, the two players to be introduced by the MC, Alan Hughes. The biggest night of his life.
One of the most talented and delightful young players the game has ever produced. Oozing confidence and class, he's defeated Alan McManus, Ken Darty, Steve Davis and Darren Morgan with incredible ease to reach today's final, and his attitude and his approach to the game has been like a breath of fresh air to the snooker world. Ladies and gentlemen, can I ask you to welcome onto centre stage, 17 years of age, the youngest ever finalist in the United Kingdom Championship, Ronnie O'Sullivan. And Ronnie's opponent is something really special. Breaking record after record, this 24-year-old phenomenon has, in his relatively short career, destroyed all the record books. He's been the youngest ever United Kingdom champion, he's been the youngest ever world champion, and ladies and gentlemen, he made 5 100-plus breaks in 8 frames of snooker in our semi-final, thus breaking yet another record. All this along with Her Majesty's MBE for services to snooker. Can I ask you to welcome this very special young man from Scotland, the world #1 and reigning world champion, Stephen Hendry.
Yes, they're all looking forward to it, as we are. Two most exciting young players in the game, without any doubt. 24 plays 17 for this trophy.
Ninth frame, Stephen Hendry to break.
John Williams in charge. Hendry 2, O'Sullivan 6. First to 10 wins it. Hendry to break off to start the night. So, away they go, and commentary first from John Spencer and Jack Carnham.
Yes, and Stephen may have a go at this because there's nothing possible into this left-hand corner pocket should he miss it. Leaving the white there, however, he's left a red into the left centre.
So very quickly into his stride.
12.
Well, they've just look at that shot. What a gorgeous shot, John.
Yes, played that with a lot of right hand side on the white. Played to kiss the red and it's come perfect on the black, and of course opened the two reds up at the back. So this is an excellent chance now for Ronnie to build a sizable lead.
20. 21. $28. 29.
Now a little kiss here might help him on the way.
Yes, I don't think there's anything potable, so I think we'll probably see him go into the reds.
Well, Ronnie O'Sullivan, 29. Stephen Hendry, 7. One. Eight. Nine.
Well, a little further than intended, but he's looking pretty well into the left-hand corner.
Yes, the problem with the shot, however, is the next red. Had he been on the blue into the centre, he could probably have disturbed something. But certainly can't disturb anything from the blue. Electing to take the yellow. And that's a great shot.
11.
Finished a little near the side cushion than he would have liked, but I expect him to pot this red.
Nasty kick there. And that's a pity. He's certainly anticipated looking nicely on the black. But one must commend Stephen. He's withstanding the pressure and he's not being diverted from his natural play.
And that's another great positional shot.
Yes, I would think, John, that this first frame is tremendously important to Stephen.
And certainly if Stephen lost the first frame, he would have an
27.
uphill struggle.
Yes, I would think that
28.
uphill struggle, certainly he's got one anyway, I would think, but to lose the first frame and be 7-2 down, I think that might even be beyond Stephen. First player to 10, of course.
34. $35.
Oh dear.
Stephen Hendry.
So just when you thought he'd done all the work, and that had been a terrific break up to that point, he missed a relatively simple black. And this has given Ronnie a great chance to get right back into the game. Only 13 points behind.
1.
Yes, it must be quite a strain for Stephen playing, knowing that if he does miss, that this young man just seems to get the broom out and sweep up. He's quite a remarkable young man.
Yes, and as yet in this frame he hasn't missed a pot. He broke down on his previous break when he knocked a red
50.
into the centre pocket. But certainly now you would expect him to go on and win the frame at this visit.
$20.
Yes, his very manner is posing himself on his opponent. He plays with such nonchalance that it's very off-putting.
$29.
Absolutely perfect. He's got the slightest angle there to run through for the pink.
34.
So this young man, he's started off. I wonder if it's as he means to continue. So he takes the opening frame of this session and he makes the score 7-2. Well, I'm above the applause. That was a touching ball, so plays away. Oh, that's a bit unlucky. Mind you, That was the danger, but this is a comfortable putt. Fortunately for Stephen, the black's tied up. Well, what about that?
Fine. 6.
And Stephen having to work hard. And part of that, of course, will be the fact that he cannot afford mistakes.
Yes, and Stephen just looking to see where the black goes if he pots it. Obviously not sure whether it will go on its own spot.
Well, he's got enough red there to pop the red and go down for the blue.
40.
Now, if Stephen can punish Ronnie for that rather careless miss that he made, he might do himself a bit of good.
Yes, I feel if Stephen's going to get back
90.
into this match, he has to punish Ronnie when he makes the mistakes. Make him think a little. And if anyone can
20.
do that, of course, it's Stephen Hendry.
Well, now, has he got? Yes, he's got one into the centre pocket there.
27.
In fact, to both centre pockets, so can hold nicely for the black here. Or
28.
It's amazing how so often you see a match turn when one player with the advantage plays a careless shot, and suddenly the other player seems to get the run and it haunts you. Well,
Stephen Hendry, 44.
so Ronnie O'Sullivan wipes his eyes, comes to the table. If he's got a red on, who knows what he might do.
Well, that was certainly an unexpected miss from Stephen. Made one in the first frame. Ronnie went on to win the frame at that visit. He's certainly in with a chance of scoring a good few points here.
1.
And of course, another aspect of the game that perhaps a lot of viewers might not be aware is that, of course, in this situation, Stephen sits down, or whoever it may be, they sit down and they are really suffering and terribly anxious. So there's no respite at all.
Well, Stephen might have a bit of a respite here. Ronnie didn't play the best positional shot. So when he looked as though he's going to get a reasonable break together, and to play the safety shot. After that chancy pot of Ronnie's there, Stephen just one good pot, and he should win the frame. However, Stephen certainly isn't firing on all cylinders at present.
Well, this is the sort of thing that really could turn the game round, if it's going to be turned round. And that is to give Stephen one or two opportunities to really get buzzing.
The red's not situated at all well for Stephen. I don't think any of the two reds will pot when the pink's respotted. We've managed to dislodge them.
7.
He was looking there, I think, for the middle pocket, but that's not available. What has he done?
Stephen Hendry, 7.
Well, I must say that Stephen is not conceding in any way. He's going for his shots. It's admirable, really, because he's in an extremely dangerous position now.
And it's amazing, we've probably seen more pots missed in this frame than any frame so far in the match. It's been a match of the highest quality.
1.
But surely Stephen, already 36 points in front. Now 40 in front. So you'd certainly...
Fine.
Well, having said that, he has to get 13 off these two reds. Otherwise, he needs one of these reds near the back cushion. But it's not plain sailing for Stephen yet.
I think he was a little annoyed there, John, that he got a nasty kick and didn't get the desired position. But I would think he'll handle this last red okay on the bottom cushion anyway.
Yes, and of course he only needs this red. I miscounted. Just need the one red now to leave Ronnie needing snookers.
$11.
And that was a good shot. It was more difficult than the last one. So there we are, just one snooker required. So one, if Stephen can remove a red, should put the lid on this frame.
One. Five. Six.
And Stephen making good use of these balls to ensure that he's striking nicely, pushing the cue through, doing all the things that he works so hard at.
12. Stephen Hendry, 12.
And a nod from Ronnie says, enough of that. So Stephen pulls one back. It's 7 frames to 3.
So Hendry have a bit of a fight on his hands, and when you look at the records, he hasn't had that easy a ride to get to this final. Again, the first match against the qualifier, it was just 9-7, 9-5, 9-5. He was pretty lucky, quite honestly, to beat James Watanabe 9-7 in the quarterfinal. James was going really well, and he had to pull back to win that. Then an incredible match against John Parrott, just not 9-3. He was really in form there, the best form we've ever seen from anybody. 5 centuries and 8 frames, what was it, 447 points without Parrott potting a ball. It was quite remarkable. As for Ronnie O'Sullivan, while his first win was a big one against Adam McManus, he did well. He nearly went out against Nigel Gilbert, to be true, but then another big win over Ken Doherty, even bigger against Steve Davis, where he went 4-0 up, and then brushed aside the challenge of the Welshman Darren Morgan, who'd knocked out Jimmy White. So, here he is now then, 7-3 up in the final against the champion of the world.
Stephen Hendry to break.
So that shot from Steve, much too thick a contact on the red. Giving Ronnie a chance of a red into the corner.
Well, by the look on Stephen's face there, he really called himself a naughty boy, I think. He thought he'd done it, but it's given him a chance.
Yes, and those are the pots we've not seen Ronnie missing all day.
Yes, everybody here that I've talked to, John, they've said, has this young man got any nerves? Does his bottle ever go? Well, if Stephen can get cracking, we might see, but I have a feeling it won't. It's a long time since we've seen such wonderful snooker from two players. It's very difficult to separate them.
Yes, of course, before the match the pressure was all on Stephen. But as that winning line comes up, a bit of pressure will be coming on Ronnie.
24.
Cue ball to be cleaned. And remember that easy red from the last frame.
$30.
This time not quite hard enough from Stephen, so much more difficult pot than he intended.
Oh, that's an excellent shot.
Made it look easy, however.
Yes, in fact, it's lined him up for another loose red here, which he might not have had he gone the way he intended, but...
45.
Whether he can clear the reds by taking this red and running through from the black, not quite able to see, but he might dislodge them if he can't. Well, he could get through.
46.
Might have welcomed a little kiss there, John.
Yes, I think he was playing to just kiss into that end red, and having missed it, he's overrun.
Stephen Hendry, 40.
Well, unexpected miss.
Yes, and that was always going to be a chancy shot from Ronnie, trying to get behind the brown. However, Stephen's hampered with the brown, so no real damage done. That's a terrific pot. And played with a lot of confidence, didn't overhit it.
Seven. Eight.
So one more red.
15.
Oh, that wriggled in. So this pink now will put Ronnie in trouble.
$22.
So he's sat in the chair for 2 frames and seen them disappear.
$23.
That's a nice one. Nice, delicate, soft screw there.
29. 30. 36. 37.
So this frame certainly over. And now, of course, in some respects, while Stephen is going well,
43.
It's more important than ever that he wins the next one.
44.
Yes, this will certainly be making Ronnie think. He did have the first chance in this frame.
50. 51. 53. 55. 58.
So this looks like a whitewash.
62.
I just had a lot of side on there, but
67.
not quite as intended, but he'll be feeling a lot better, I'm sure. There we are, ending with a trick shot. Not important. So that's a good effort by Stephen. He kept Ronnie in his chair, and he's pulled one back. 7 frames to 4. Well, he's having a look here to see if there is a possible channel to escape from, but is he going to take it on?
Well, I think he can just play safe off the red to the left of the black. And he'll be happy with that shot. In fact, I can't see any path for Stephen back to the bulk end of the table. So maybe forced to have a go at this red into the left-hand corner pocket.
Well, in some respects, that's a bit unlucky, John. He took it on and expecting a collision probably, but didn't get it.
Yes, but went 100% for the pot. Didn't force it or anything, and that was the main shot. Had to make sure he potted the red. And that's a good shot from there. So he was in trouble. Now he's got Ronnie in a bit of trouble.
Oh, that's a bit unlucky. Nicely on a colour there at the lower end of the table, and the reds, well, there's a few to be had there. However, he's got Ronnie thinking here, and of course that's the way to get him.
So Ronnie going round the angles between the green and blue to come and try and rest against this red against the back cushion. And that was a great effort. Now, has he done any damage? That was rather unlucky. Stephen played to get the white in the jaws of the pocket, hoping it would riddle up for the black. But got too far into the pocket, so just a safety shot.
Stephen Hendry, 1.
Well, he's certainly, he's incredible. I mean, that's a beautiful shot he's played. He played to pot it.
Yes, and he has a choice now, brown into the centre.
Fine.
Well, he's got to get the other side of the black, John, if he wants to knock that in. I don't think he can.
No, that isn't the best of shots from Ronnie. Was playing to get back for the blue.
So suddenly, Ronnie is finding things aren't quite going so sweetly.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 6.
Well, I think Stephen will probably be taking this red on into this right-hand corner. And these are the shots I've seen him knock in so many times, particularly when he's under pressure. All of a sudden, we're seeing Ronnie miss some pots he would have knocked in blindfolded this afternoon. Now, can Stephen punish him again for that mistake?
Yes, pressure ball here. And played with absolute confidence and an excellent reward.
8. Nine.
Yes, Jack, and it just makes you wonder if the pressure's getting to Ronnie. Now he's getting near that winning post.
Yes, John, I was a little reluctant
16.
to wonder and say that, but I think everybody's expecting Ronnie
17.
to perhaps fold a little if the pressure's applied, and as I inferred a little earlier on, it'll be interesting to see, but you know, when Stephen is playing like this,
22.
he really is a magical player. I mean, whatever happens, Stephen is the world's #1. He's a wonderful player. But at least he now has an opponent who doesn't
23.
fear him and might even give him a little fright here and there. If he keeps on improving, as he has done even in the last 3 months, one boggles at what might happen
30.
in 18 months' time. Now, here's an excellent
Stephen
chance.
Hendry,
Now,
30.
this will be interesting to see if he can do the business.
Yes, that's just what Stephen didn't want, shaking his head there.
1.
You know, he had Ronnie under pressure.
None.
Now will
16.
Ronnie take this chance to bring one of those 2 reds out into play?
17.
Well, he's set out for
22.
2 frames, and here he is. He's looking as though nothing's happened.
That's a great shot. Brought them both out in one shot. Well, just 3 points behind, and this is when the pressure will be at its greatest. If he's going to crack under pressure.
29.
It certainly doesn't look as though he is. Looks full of confidence.
Now then, this is not quite as easy as it looks.
36.
Well, he made it look easy, and
Yes, and what an important frame this is for Ronnie. And he's not played that quite hard enough.
44.
and look at that beautiful control of pace. He's a wizard.
So green and brown required. And now just the brown required to put in within 1 frame of
And
victory.
what a tonic, John, that he's brought into the game, hasn't he? I mean, he's really set everything alight.
Yes, and Stephen will be annoyed with himself. He shook his head. He knew he'd made the drastic mistake when he missed that red.
So there it is. That man is still there in charge. And the audience sounding their joy.
Yeah, last interval for them. More snooker here to come in this programme, quite a bit more. But little interval for you, and also to put you out of misery if you don't know the result of our quiz yet, to see if you've won. What we did this year, we had 3 mysteries for you to solve, to see if you could identify some mixed up players. This was question A. We asked you to identify this player in these funny pictures, and we gave you 3 options. We told you it was either Ronnie O'Sullivan, or it was John Parrott, or it was Tony Knowles. Which one did you go for? You knew it was John Parrott. So number 2, the correct answer to question A. John Parrott, number 2. Question B, who was this, we asked. Was it Terry Griffiths? Was it Stephen Hendry? Or was it even Neil Foulds? It was one of those 3. Which one did you go for? I think the watch was the clue. It was Terry Griffiths. So for question B, you should have had number 1. So 2 and 1 so far. How are you doing? Only 1 to go. Question C, the last of our mystery players. We told you, being kind, it was either Steve Davis, Ken Doherty, or Peter Ebdon, who doesn't wear a ponytail any longer. Did you get him? Ken Doherty. You were right. Now you're getting excited, aren't you? Number 2, the answer to question C. So to recap, the winning formula, you should have put down the phone. 2-1-2, Parrott, Griffiths, Doherty, 2-1-2. A lot were right. This is the computer. Picked out Margaret Needham from Doncaster, who gets £300 in premium bonds. Hope you win the jackpot, Margaret. And £100 each for Ronald Whittaker from Morley in Leeds and John Pavier, Sutton in Surrey. Spend it wisely. Good quiz. Thanks for taking part. Now then, let's get back to the snooker, the last session of what's an intriguing final. Special supporter here tonight for Stephen Hendry, Kenny Dalgleish, manager of Blackburn. Big smile despite losing to Ipswich yesterday. And as that's just about the extent of my footy knowledge, let's rejoin the snooker.
And ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome back Ronnie O'Sullivan and Stephen Hendry. Frame, Stephen Hendry to break.
So, all serious now then. Stephen Hendry, 4-8 down. Ronnie needs 2 more, possible 7 to play. He breaks off, and commentary now comes from John Virgo and Ray Edmonds.
Not a bad break from Stephen in this 13th frame, the first of the last session of this final.
And a miss. Stephen Hendry 4.
Well, the cue ball's not found the cushion, so there is a red to the left corner, but doesn't look to be a route around the other reds. But I think Stephen's taking it on. No.
O'Sullivan 4.
Well, perhaps a little surprise there at Ronnie having the cue ball put back. It's just a simple misjudgment from Stephen, and if he gets the contact this time, cue ball could be in a much worse position than it was before. Well,
Foul and a miss.
Maybe you know something we don't, Ray.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 4.
Needs to be put back again, and of course Stephen will get a warning this time. He's got to make contact with the red, otherwise he'll forfeit the frame. Because he can see reds, 4 ball. There you see the reason why he didn't want to play off that red. It's left a chance for Ronnie O'Sullivan.
One.
should be able
6.
to get down to the black this time.
7.
Well, he's not played that too well. Short of where he wanted to be. He wanted to be potting this and playing for the black. Not certain where the cue ball will go.
50.
Will manage to control the flick off the second red. But straight on this blue though, it's just as the angle. On this red, but
20.
once again, not an ideal position.
$21.
Just
28.
starting to develop into a good scoring opportunity.
29. $36. 37. 44. 45.
Oh, slight angle on the blue. There's this red on the right half of the table. I don't know if there's another one available. There must be. The one below the pink must be available.
50.
There you see it. So, I'm in good position.
51.
And this is the type of standard that we expect from Stephen Hendry. He gets a chance. And it wasn't an easy chance, this. Now he's certainly looking like a frame-winning one.
58.
Well, he's a little short of pace. I think he probably left, or meant to leave himself an angle to dislodge the reds. Don't think he can do that now. Well, he might just have a red to the far corner. If he can knock this in with a colour, the further red, then he should be safe.
Stephen Hendry.
Well, that was a good break. He missed the red that could have won the frame for him. Well, Stephen will probably take this on into the right centre. So just this black, and Ronnie O'Sullivan will lead a snooker.
Eight. Stephen Hendry, 8.
So one snooker required.
One.
But if Ronnie can open these three reds as he knocks the black in, well, not quite a thick enough contact. If he could have managed to knock those open nicely and take three large colours, we've had quite a chance of a snooker with the last red.
Oh, great pot. Puts the seal on this frame.
Fine. 6.
And although there's a lot of pressure on Stephen Hendry, he'll still be 3 frames behind after this one. Pressure is mounting on his young opponent. You can see the winning line, and it's very difficult for a seasoned pro not to think about winning.
20.
Certainly in Ronnie's case, it's got to be in his mind.
Stephen Hendry.
And that's enough of this one. So Stephen Hendry pulls one back, 8 frames to 5.
worthy applause. That's an excellent safety from Stephen. Ronnie now, he's got to get a good safety shot here. Loose reds could be available if he doesn't find that bolt cushion. That's not bad.
Well, too thick a contact took the pace out of the cue ball. And he did time that one well.
Yes, if anything, he hit it too well. And he'll be unlucky if he can't get through to the green. He certainly can't get back to this end of the table off the brown. It looks much too straight and very close together. Got to be careful of a double hit. Just had to make certain of the brown, but if he'd been able to get through to the green, of course he'd have had an angle to come down to the reds. So a good pot required. Does this black go? This is a big shot. Well, from nowhere,
30.
a chance now to really build up some points.
40. 21. 22. 29. 30. 37. 38. 45. 46.
'Well, that one could have gone astray, but he got the perfect contact on the second red.
53. 54. 59. 60. 65. 66.
Just the black. And Stephen Hendry will need a snooker. And we were talking about pressure, Ray, and you mentioned it. I think Ronnie O'Sullivan plays on instinct, and I'm not certain how much pressure affects you then. And this is just instinctive talent playing.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 73. Go on.
This is good thinking by Ronnie, I think. Not getting down quickly and playing a shot, giving it a bit of thought. Though Stephen wants a snooker, it's seen many frames lost from this position. Time to keep a cool head.
Well, if Stephen was going to keep to the just 2 snookers required, he really needed a bigger colour than the green, which seems to be the only colour available after that red. So the task getting harder and harder.
4.
69 behind, 59 left.
5.
Now can Stephen take the red away from the back of the pink and leave the cue ball tight up behind it? Don't think that's a very good shot. Not by Stephen Hendry's standards.
Seven. 8.
Needs to knock this black in to retain the position of wanting 3 snookers. Yes, the crowd applaud. It was a good pot, but the position is such that Stephen doesn't want to pot the red here. Wants to leave it on the table if he can. Well, that, if he had any chance, it's gone now. This is just what Ronnie needed. Nice easy few pots to clear the board in preparation for the next frame. That could be the big one. Stephen Hendry now needs to win all the remaining frames to stay in this match. It's quite a task. Ronnie O'Sullivan leads by 9 frames to 5.
Well, records have been tumbling throughout this United Kingdom Championship, but this 17-year-old Ronnie O'Sullivan came here holding quite a few. Have a look at just a few of them. Most consecutive matches won in events that count towards the rankings, that was 38. And if you want big breaks, well, the youngest player ever to make a maximum in competition, would you believe he did that when he was 15 years and 5 months? That was back in May '91, and it happened in the English Amateur Championship, a maximum at that age. And most century breaks in his first season as a professional. Remember, this is his second. He got 30 in his first season as a professional. And youngest again to win a professional tournament. That, in fact, was this year, the Challenge in Bangkok, when he was 17 years and 1 month. Well, he's now 17 years and 11 months. He's got the chance of becoming the youngest player ever to win a really big one. It depends on Stephen Hendry, who's got to win everything left in this final.
So Stephen Hendry has got to call on all his reserves of nerve and ability to keep himself in this match. Has to be said that Ronnie O'Sullivan has stood anything that's been thrown at him by the world champion, and if anything, I think, got stronger throughout the match. When he looks out, that's what happens. Red could have kissed the cue ball and gone anywhere where it did.
One. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1.
Well, he hasn't missed many, John, but I think that one, maybe he did see the winning post.
Yes, Ray, I'll take the point. He's 17 and it's a very big moment in his life. Been lucky just to, it seems, get away with it. Didn't leave Stephen Hendry a chance, so he wasn't punished for the mistake. But he looks the type of lad that once something like that happens, he can put it out of his mind very quickly, and that's very important. Harping on it. Never say, okay, I played a bad shot, forget it, won't do that again. A bit fortunate there to cover that red near the left centre.
Not so easy for Ronnie to get to the other end this time. Needs to get the cue ball over to the left-hand side of the table at the baulk end behind the yellow. Doesn't look to be any easy path to get there. That's a positive shot, providing he covers the one to the middle. I don't think he's done that.
One.
So I think Stephen can get to the blue, but it's a very dangerous shot to take on at this stage. May not attempt it.
Stephen Hendry, 1.
Well, that was a tremendous pot from Stephen. Now, what sort of an angle's he got on the black? He's not stopped too long, so he must have some sort of angle. Other side now needed. And he's played that really well.
8. Nine.
So the first good chance in this frame for Stephen Hendry.
$16. $70.
Well, Stephen
24.
asking for the cue ball to be cleaned. It didn't look to be the best of contacts. He certainly didn't play to run into the main cluster of reds. But would have it. He's still got a red into the left centre, which he can roll in for the blue.
$25.
Not much of an angle, but there are a couple of reds down the left-hand side of the table that are available. So still in good position.
30. $31. $38. $39. $44. 45.
No, I think he's just about got right angle on the black to come back for a red into the same pocket.
$52. $53.
just the one more red.
60.
This really is a magnificent break from the
61.
world champion. 1/2 chance, a shot to nothing. So certainly there'll be a lot of people in the crowd there thinking
68.
that his task is impossible, but it won't be Stephen Hendry's thoughts.
69.
Still be thinking of winning this match.
$76. Stephen Hendry,
Ronnie
70.
O'Sullivan stays in the chair, so Stephen Hendry keeps his hopes alive.
3 frames behind at 9-6.
th frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
Pretty good break from Ronnie O'Sullivan. A lot of players this week haven't been reaching the back cushion, but he's managed to avoid leaving the shot to nothing on. That's a bit short of pace from Stephen. And this is a half chance.
Six. 7. $12. 13. 20. 21.
Well, you wouldn't think this was the frame that Ronnie needs to win the UK Championship. Playing this so fluently and so well. Pink spot not available. It'll have to go as close as it can in direct line with this top cushion. Cause Ronnie a problem. And in fact, the fact that it didn't go on its spot may have freed a
27.
red further up.
28.
Choices now. Cannon into the cluster. And it's not too bad. I think he's got a red into the left centre. Now this is a big shot. It's a good one.
36.
And now it's there for the taking. And he's made it himself.
$41. 42. 45. 49. 50. 57. 58. 63.
So a red and a blue, or a black.
64.
And the crowd know that that was the one. And we're seeing snooker history being made here. Stephen Hendry, 18 years and 9 months, was the youngest winner ever of a ranking tournament, the Grand Prix. This young man is not 18 yet. And like all great players, John, he's finishing in style. I'm sure we're going to see so much of this young man in the next few years.
Yes, that goes without saying, and I'd just say, to the manner born, he's relished it.
Yeah, Stephen Hendry will shake his hand. I know he admires Ronnie's play. We all do. A wonderful, wonderful exhibition by this young man. His first ever major tournament, the Royal Liver Assurance UK Championship, and he's done it in so much style. 10 frames to 6.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, right now I'd like you to welcome the presentation party consisting of Gordon Scott, the chairman of Royal Liver Assurance, accompanied by the chairman of the WPBSA, Mr. John Spencer. Well, here we go then with the presentation. And first, ladies and gentlemen, to the runner-up, a cheque for £37,000, and our congratulations for another wonderful tournament goes to Stephen Hendry. And ladies and gentlemen, to the winner, a cheque for £70,000, the trophy and the title of the 1993 Royal Liver Assurance United Kingdom champion, Ronnie O'Sullivan. Ronnie O'Sullivan, ladies and gentlemen. Ronnie O'Sullivan, ladies and gentlemen, and his mum, Maria.
Ronnie, I'll let you sit there and cradle the trophy and savour the moment for a while. I mean, your face is still all covered in lipstick. Was that your mum?
Yeah, that's right. She came out. I didn't even know she'd be coming. Like, she's never ever seen me play, and I've never ever wanted to there before, because it just means I try harder, not for any reason, but just because she's there and you try to, I don't know, impress her, whatever it is. But I mean,
did you know she was here?
No, I didn't know she was here. And at the end, I sort of like, there's so many people there. I weren't even, like, I was seeing like double of everybody. And it was just, everything was so fast and quick and that, and I just couldn't believe it when she was there and she come up and gave me a big cuddle on that. It was a good moment.
Hang on to the big trophy, because I'll come back to you in a second. Right. Stephen, rather different night than the other one, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah. I really couldn't do much about it today. I missed a pink in the middle on 40 in the first frame. If that had gone in, I'd have won the first frame. And from then on, really, you know, I was fighting to stay with Ronnie. He was putting so many balls. And to be honest, I'd watched like a couple of his matches in the week, and he'd missed a few easy balls, you know, just through carelessness. And you know, I expected him to miss a couple today, but
This is what we all thought. He'll leave you the chance.
He didn't miss any easy balls today. He just destroyed everything when he got in the balls, and I was just left trying to hang on.
Ronnie said he was looking forward to it. You were looking forward to it, weren't you?
Yeah, I was just looking forward for just playing out there.
Just being out there.
I didn't really imagine winning the tournament. I mean, I knew I was one match away, but you know, I know how good he is, and when I've been here for the week and I've been watching his matches and that, and he's just lethal, and he didn't get as much run on the ball as I did today.
You had a couple of moments when you must have thought, I mean, suddenly this superstar Hendry's going to come back at me. Did that come into your mind any time?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be tonight. You know, at 6-2, he didn't really play great this afternoon. He missed more balls than he normally did, and like you could see it in his eyes. He came out tonight and he looked really determined, and he should have won the first frame as well tonight, and he missed the black off the spot, and it let me in, and I cleared up and I won the frame, and then the next frame, like he missed another black off the spot, and probably doesn't ever miss blacks off the spot, and he's missed like 3 or 4 in one day.
You're going to live every ball of this for the rest of your life, probably. You could probably recite every ball and every frame.
Yeah, probably. I mean, just everything. Like after the final and finishing the presentation, it just went so quick. Everything was just sort of like rush, and everyone was shouting and screaming. Just never been in that position before, and I've just. Oh, I couldn't believe it. Everyone was there. People that I expected to be there weren't there, and people that I didn't expect to be there turned up, and that's when you know who your true support are, and that. And it was nice to see a few of the faces there.
Then he handed you that trophy.
Yeah, they gave me the trophy and the cash. The cash was nice.
Could you have even realised, just say even 2-3 years ago, that you'll be sitting here tonight as United Kingdom snooker champion?
No, it's one that, like, you got the World Championship, which is obviously the one everybody wants to win. Like they all tune up for that. Yeah, I'll have a crack at that. And then obviously this is the next one down that they all want to win, and I'm just can't believe that I've won it.
Well, it's for true. It's for real.
Yeah.
Stephen, great final. Ronnie, well done. I think we might see you again.
Yeah. Cheers.
Well
Thanks
done.
a lot. Cheers.
And that's it. Thanks for being with us throughout it all, or as often as you could. It's been a good one. Thanks as well for all your letters. We do read them all, especially this one. It comes from Paul Cox in Hove in Sussex, who's worked out that Royal Liver Assurance, the name of our sponsors, is an anagram of Racer O'Sullivan's year. Hope you had a bet on it, Paul. Well, the next snooker, look at the diary on BBC television, the Wembley Masters. That's February 6 to 13. Don't go to bed quite yet, because an extra programme on tonight. We finished early for a change. It's one of the series from Airline, they tell me. Well, that's pretty appropriate, isn't it? Because the snooker has been really flying today. Hope you've enjoyed it. From all of this lot, goodbye.